Alright, should be live. Alright, so before I get going, in between the last stream and this one, I did some grinding. You can see my levels are probably a little bit higher than they were when I finished before. But I also caught a shiny Bidoof. I was going out gathering up a lot of the satchels so that I could get one of these linking cords to evolve one of our need-to-be-traded Pokemon. I'm unsure which one I want to evolve first, because I'm still not even certain if I want to evolve Zarya. I think I've mentioned it several times. There is a part of me now that is biased towards sticking to the Machoke set. It's dumb when I'm doing a hey Richard, welcome to the stream. I'm just going through some updates on the in-between stream stuff. And then I've got some information to share. Some of it good, some of it really not so good, but we will get into that in a little bit. I went through and I managed to get enough points to trade in for a linking cord. Richard, you are here. I'm going to give the decision up to you. Should I evolve Dusk and get a Gengar? Pretty decent battler. Or should I accept that it's the smarter decision and evolve Zarya? Might not be the smarter decision right now, but it's smarter than not doing it at all, is what I meant. Which one do you think I should evolve with the linking cord? I could go either way. Anyways, Richard, how are things going for you? Hopefully things are going really good for you right now. I've also got further updates to get to. I realized I heavily messed up at the end of my last stream, and I've got to show off what I mean by that. So I thought my Pokemon I caught in the hand-arm area was a Duskull. Machoke helped you out before, and Machamp is stronger, so I'd say go with that. All right, I'm gonna go with that. Zarya is gonna become the four-armed waifu that we always knew she was meant to be. God, I just said that. Anyways, it was not a Duskull. It was a Drifloon. Is it Drifloon or Drifblim? I think it's Drifloon first. I can't remember. I've nicknamed it. I have nicknamed it after, I believe Hickman is the last name of one of the more I was gonna say famous. That's not right. Infamous child abductors in. It's one of those well-known cases. And I believe Hickman was the abductor, not one of the abductees. So that seemed like a disturbingly fitting name, and so the dark humor in me said, God, darn it, I gotta go with it. So that was one. Quillfish I have not nicknamed yet, but when I got to the Fire Island, the four-armed waifu, you've got a weird taste in women, my friend. No offense. Look, really it's the muscles. What can I say? Like a woman that can kick my ass. The weird punches are not gonna end, and with forearms she's gonna be throwing a lot of anyways. I went to the Fire Island at the end of the stream, not realizing that I made landfall on the volcano island. That was a section. And I caught a Mothim. I caught a Mothim there because I was talking and trying to wrap up the stream. Now, I hate myself because I did that. So I named it Mistake, because it was one hell of a mistake. Although it would not be the end of the world, the typing's not terrible, and it's got some fairly decent offensive stats if I need something to come in and do heavy hitting once. But yeah, the rules of the Nuzlocke are ironclad. Not so ironclad in the one that we're kind of playing it by ear as we go through, but I've missed out on my volcano catch because I was foolish at the end of the stream. Anyways, the updates that I wanted to get to. I will cover my health issues first, and go beyond that in a little bit. So bear with me. It's okay, Professor. It was an accident. Robin from the Power Room. Oh my God, I remember that. I don't think. Oh, I was an accident too. Oh, yeah, that was the neighbor girl. I was trying to think which one of the girls was that, but I do remember the episode. It was the neighbor girl. Anyways, my health update. I did go see the doctor. What was it? The 25th, something like that. It was a Monday, and my blood test came in. Things are going great. My dietary information came in. I'm doing great. I lost another 20 pounds from the last time I was there, which was only like a month or two before. I don't remember when it was. I'd have to look at my calendar. It wasn't that long ago, so you know I was very happy to see that. But I do still have to go see a professional. Or a specialist, I mean, about what the abdominal pain is from what they think it is. Why do I have a... Whoops, don't mean to be taking pictures. Oh, that's right, I haven't done anything here. That's why I have that marked off. Anyways, about my abdominal pain, gotta go see a specialist. I have been trying to contact the specialist for which he has referred me. Unfortunately, the guy seems to be unable to be gotten a hold of. Hey, Dem, how's things going? Hopefully things are going good for you. Just giving the updates on where things are at. The big bit that I wanted to get into... Ooh, hold on. Before I make it too much farther. Zarya's got to evolve. Before I forget and I find myself kicking myself in the rear end for it. Still hoping it's nothing too serious. Well, I'm about to get into that. The doctor gave me some advice. He thinks he knows what it is. And given that his advice is working out fairly well for me, I'm going to go on the strong assumption that he's probably correct, but he still wants me to see a specialist to get absolute confirmation. I'm going to come over here and do some quick grinding on... Terrible phrase, but you get what I mean. Alright, let's start with Jerry. Come in with some muscle. He gave me some advice on how to minimize the pain and ways to help deal with it. So far... Oh god, there's two Malthins. There's two Malthins, and I didn't want to fight both of them, so... I'm a peace out. Bye, Malthins. Gonna get to where they can't get me, and hopefully they will forget I was here and I can go back for another try. So anyways, yeah, I have been taking him up on his advice, and the pain is a lot more manageable, which is why I'm able to be here and do a stream. I actually was gonna do one yesterday, but when I get into the bad news, I was kind of still dealing with a bit of depression from it. So, yeah, you know it's going to be not good from that alone. And I have often made statements that on this channel, one of my... You're streaming early. I'm good. Got a job. Oh, you got a job cleaning. Oh, cleaning like janitorial duties, or like at a restaurant or something? What are you doing, Dem? Fill me in. Give me some good news. I need it. To get into what I was about to, the bad news. I have often considered it to be one of the things that I highlight about this channel. I am honest. I am open. I don't hide things. I try to be real. I try to be real with you, real with myself. It's one of the few things that I think people are forgetting to do to tie the internet back to the real world. It's one of the things that I think people need to do more often to try and help humanize the experiences we have. And so in this, I have some bad news that I don't want to hide from you, and I certainly don't want it to come up one day, 3 or 4 weeks from now, when people say, hey, what happened to so-and-so, or where is... I don't know why I'm saying so-and-so, I'm about to say who it is anyways. One of my earlier subscribers, Halo Master Chief, for a while, it's not been any secret that I have talked with him through Twitter and Facebook when he was wanting to get a hold of me. He, for a long time... Oh, alright, if you're gonna come at me, just do it. Get over here. The Monday before I went to the doctor's, I heard from his mother, and I had spoken to him just a few days earlier. When I spoke to him, he was not feeling well. It seemed like he got information that it wasn't COVID, so we can throw that out right now and just discuss the reality of the situation. He got sick, and he has for a long time had medical issues, some of them from birth. Well, the Monday before I went to the doctor's, I was contacted Tuesday. That night, that Monday night, he was found having gone into cardiac arrest. And he was in the hospital, unresponsive. And that Thursday, again, I heard from his mom almost immediately. He was declared dead. So, Halo Master Chief, someone you have seen in the chat, someone who has been here for a long time, passed away. I don't want to be in here and say, oh, this is a gloom stream and we're gonna be... I don't want to be pushing bad emotions, especially after, you know, last time talking about my medical issues and the time before that still talking about my medical issues. But I don't want to lie and cover up or pretend like things aren't a reality from what they are. So that's why I'm letting you guys know. It's not easy, it's not... It's why, even though I was able to stream yesterday, I couldn't bring myself to do it. And even getting ready for this stream, I sat here since probably 10:30, looking at just looking at the go live button, and I couldn't bring myself to figure out how am I going to cover this topic. And so I just said, I have to hit the button. When I get to it, I need to rip the band-aid off, because once it's out there, at the very least, I don't have to fret about how I'm going to deliver it. And I'm sorry to go about it the way I did, but it is what it is. So from here, I've made the statement, I've delivered the information. If you guys want to know more about him, I would love to share his story at some point if you have any interest. He was a member of our small community here, but I don't want to be a downer stream, and I don't want to be pushing sad emotions. So from here on, the rest of this stream at least, we're gonna go forward and do what we can, okay? I don't know how to go about this any other way. So yeah, I'm sorry to deliver that. Dem, did you know him IRL? I have never met him IRL, but as I have said before on many of my streams, I am willing to talk to people who want to share information, who want to get things off of their chest, and he had contacted me on many occasions, actually wanting to vent about his life situation, about things that he's dealing with. And so I had gotten to know quite a bit about him. I've gotten to know quite a bit about his situation, and I've gotten to know quite a bit about his family. So did I know him IRL? Yes and no. I've gotten to know him because I made statements to my community, and I honor my statements as best I can. I can't guarantee everything, and I certainly can't guarantee that when I talk to you, I'm not going to shove my foot in my mouth. I'm a human being. We tend to do that. I was mid-typing about my job, and I knew this was going to be a sad ending. Thoughts are with his family. Absolutely. And regardless of how you feel about the religious statement, he was religious, his family's religious, and in good faith, I am hoping he is up there. I'm hoping he's up there playing some of his favorite video games with Jesus as his player 2 right now. That was a really dumb thing to say, but it's already said. It's out there. That's awful, so sorry for your loss. I'd assume he was a pretty close friend of yours, and don't be sorry about how you went about it. It's not always easy talking about someone you know passing. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like I said, the degree to which I would say I knew him isn't... It's not like I knew him IRL. It's not like I've seen him much. It's not like I ever went out and said, "Hey, it's after work. Let's go hit up a diner or something and go to the club later." But I knew him well enough, and he was definitely a beloved member of our small little community here. Jesus cranking 90s on Fortnite with him. Now that's a thought. Let's ride high on some positive vibes like that. Thank you very much, Dem. Anyways, to change the subject now, to get off of that, I have never imagined Jesus to be a gamer before, but now that you said it, that's my headcanon. Look, as far as I'm concerned, Jesus is like whatever you're into. Absolutely, why the heck not? The thing about Jesus as a concept is he's kind of meant to appeal to anyone, regardless of... Ooh, okay, I want to get a little bit of an advantage strike here. He's meant to kind of appeal to everyone and anyone, regardless of your position. This is kind of why, if you look up pictures of Jesus, there are a lot of regional interpretations of Jesus. Did you know that there's a Japanese Jesus? Everyone knows Jesus was Middle Eastern, but part of the kind of mythos around is that every culture is kind of gonna have their own view of him in weird ways. It's kind of why you see so many. Don't run right into it. Okay, there we go. Why we see so many instances of, you know, a Caucasian, white as all hell Jesus. It's why we see the African Jesus. It's why you've got... Whoop, that was a mistake. I'm glad we got the advantage. I accidentally double tapped the A button there. So yeah, you've got... Jesus of every culture exists as a concept. It's an interesting phenomenon and kind of indicative of something about humanity. Cleaning toilets, hallways, and spectator stands 4 to 8 p.m. at a swimming pool on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then a few early mornings where I can... Oh man, okay, I have stories in relation to that. Reminds me of the God level on the Simpson game. I don't remember that. There's a lot of Simpson games. I'm going to assume you mean like the arcade game. I know there used to be an arcade game. There's also Simpsons Hit and Run had God in it. If I remember right, if you piss God off, he will actually just straight up kill you for getting in his way or whatever. It's kind of a funny Easter egg. Family Guy once had a joke where Stewie said he met Jesus, and Jesus was Chinese, saying his last name was Hong, and no idea where people were getting the Christ. Well, there is probably, you know, just like I said, I know that there's a Japanese Jesus. There's probably a Chinese Jesus. Wouldn't be remotely surprised. It is one of those unique aspects about the religion. Not even sure if it's right to say that it's a unique aspect of the religion, but at least the people of that faith. Of which I count myself, but more loosely rather than strictly. Oh yeah, Hey Goku! Welcome to the stream! Getting ready to do a, oh, what are they called? It's been a while since my last stream, I don't remember what they're called. These challenge runs. I know it's going to be an Arcanine here, but... Anyways, I am kind of doing my own thing with the Nuzlocke run, so we're going to see where this goes. Thank you for stopping in, by the way. Richard Forrest, I think it was a reference to the Simpson game from the Xbox 360 and others. You only beat the DS version, but God was in that one. Unfamiliar with it. I'm not, I've already done a stream where I kind of go through the entirety of the story of the game. Right now I'm doing a challenge run for the Nuzlocke, so I am not necessarily reading everything as it comes up, just so that Goku coming in here isn't lost. It was on most consoles, just called the Simpsons game. The last level was one of those floor dance masks against God. Oh god, it was a DDR battle with God. It's like what is that? The Devil Went Down to Georgia or whatever. The fiddle battle with Satan. It's basically that, but with God. I could see that being a DDR thing. All right, Obama Stone coming in. I think Zarya is the right choice here. I think Sparky could do more damage with Fire Fang, but I don't have a Firestone, so it's not evolved. I don't want to throw him in there to take any big hits. Alright. Alright, going Agile style doesn't mean a whole lot, so we'll go standard to keep the damage. Mach punch him. Yeah, that hurt. Well, at this point, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, the story I was going to share with you, Dem, about cleaning toilets as a job. My first job was actually at a... How would I refer to it? It was like a hobby store, but more specifically like gaming as a hobby, tabletop style. Your Dungeons and Dragons, your Warhammer, your so on and so forth. Those kind of games. It wasn't a comic book shop. I know a lot of people will play those games at comic book stores, but this was a place dedicated to that hobby. And my job, I got there. Oh, they also at the time had a computer cafe. You could rent time on dedicated gaming machines. Man. Okay, hold up. What's the level? 34. We are over leveled. I think Dem can swap in here without too much issue. There was a sequel song to Devil Went Down to Georgia. It was actually a lot better in my opinion. The original was incredibly iconic, as we all know. I didn't know there was a sequel to it, or like a part 2. I'll have to look into that. By the way, I did look into the Macho Man Randy Savage animation that you told me about. Oh, don't be hitting too hard. Okay. That's not too bad. They are going to become obscured. But I think I have... Is Aerial Ace one of those ones that can't miss? Yeah, it is. So we'll speed shot it with that. So anyways, back to my time working at this this hobby shop. They had you would be able to rent time on like a computer. They were high-end gaming machines. And so if you couldn't afford your own gaming machine, it was worth it. They had a huge library of games installed on each machine. At the time, it was a thing people did regularly, actually. Now we got the Gengar fight. But my job there was cleaning the computers. You know, I had a whole, like, air duster thing, and I had some... anyways, I cleaned the keyboards, I cleaned the monitors, I cleaned the insides of the computer, you know, blast them out with air. But the other job, the other parts of that was, you know, keeping the shelves stocked, keeping inventory on what we had both up front of the store and what we had in storage. Oof, the hypnosis. Big oof, the hypnosis. God, that would be not the worst decision, but it's kind of a terrible decision. That's also kind of a very terrible decision. Alright, Chief. Get out here with that Shadow Claw. Hopefully that'll do some good. But yeah, one of my jobs was cleaning the bathroom. You dick. Alright, what do I have to help with drowsiness? Cure its burn. Oh god, don't tell me I don't have anything. Oh god, I don't. Alright, so all I can do is hope for the best. Yep. Totally should have seen that coming. Holy shit! I forgot about the poison typing! I was even looking at him! Fucking hell. That's one hell of a slap in the ass. Please, Gengar, just die. Get out of here. Put me to sleep. I hate that. My god, that sucks. And I am going to gloss over the sickening irony of that. I'm not gonna go down that avenue, guys. I don't want to. That hurts. That stings massively. That one hurts personally, game. Fucking sucks. Completely forgot about the poison typing. Alright. It happened. Now I've just completely derailed myself. Yeah. Cleaning the bathroom. To make a long story short, because at this point I just need to push through and move on to something else now. The people that go to those gaming stores come in many flavors, so to speak. And not all of them are This guy came in who was incredibly the stereotyped kind of individual. The way I would describe this person is, do you remember the World of Warcraft episode of, God, what is that? What is that show? All I'm thinking of is Muppets. They're not puppets. They're like little cutout characters. It's a comedy show. Everybody loves it, and I've never watched much of any of it. I even remember the title of the episode, Make Love Not Warcraft, but why can't I place what that show was? South Park. South Park was the name of the show. Sorry, I had to type that up. Yes, South Park. The fat guy the fat kid who's always, I say the fat kid, but look, I was a fat kid too. Who was always the rude jerk in that episode where he's, after they do all of their level grinding, combine that guy with the nerd guy from that Powerpuff Girl episode. You'll know the one, the guy who was the toy collector who wanted to collect the Powerpuff Girls. And then the comic shop guy from The Simpsons. Take all three of those, mush them into one human being. That was how I would describe this guy. You've probably got a good idea in your head what I'm talking about. Anyways, he comes, he buys some stuff. I don't know where the guy got the amount of money that he got, but he would drop like hundreds of dollars when he'd come in. So you got people like that who are, and I'm not using this as a fat term, I'm using this as a marketing term. When you have a whale like that, you try to appease them within sometimes not so reasonable degrees. When somebody comes in and every time they stop in, they're dropping on the low end $300, on the high end $2,000. Again, I don't know where this guy got this kind of money, and frankly, the store didn't so much care. So yeah, on the high end, it's crazy amount of money for an individual sale for a shop like that. He had been there for a few hours, playing. I don't know. It's probably Warhammer. It was a tabletop game that wasn't the one I played. I played War Machine. So I couldn't identify offhand, but I would assume probably Warhammer. And he had ordered in some food at this place. They didn't serve food at the time. They did drinks, and they would, entice you to buy their beverages from their little dispenser area. But they didn't do food. And so the guy ordered in like his own like singular large pizza with a million toppings on it. Downs the whole thing himself. He goes to the bathroom and comes out. Doesn't say anything, but he's the only guy who went to the bathroom during this time. And eventually my boss goes in there. He had to take a piss, and he comes outside out of the bathroom, and he actually goes to the back of the building and goes beyond the tree line behind the little outlet that they had, and he goes pee out there, because afterwards he comes back in and says, "Ian, you need to clean that bathroom. It is a nightmare in there." The guy had gone in and blown up the toilet metaphorically. It was painted on the inside. It blasted out the side of the toilet seat and painted parts of the wall. This was the single worst incident of this I had ever witnessed. Just gonna move past that. I'm gonna bring in the Drifloon. I'm gonna heal up before we go into the fight because I want to focus on that. How is that even possible? He was a double whale. How is that even possible? Look, I don't want to get too far into it. As a guy who at that time in my life, when I was about that age, I would definitely fit the other description of whale myself. I also got told I was working Wednesday morning, so I got up at 5:30, got there at 6:15, waited an hour to get a call saying he forgot to say yesterday, but they weren't going to clean houses. Yep. Yeah, that's a thing. So, again, this is like an extreme rarity. This is a single moment that I have ever seen anything this bad. It was disgusting. Like, probably the single worst job I've had, and I have had jobs caring for people where I did have to literally wipe their rear end. There was a type of hospice care for elderly and disabled. This was my first job, and I think it solidified myself as the kind of employee that ever since having that position and having that story to say when I'm getting hired somewhere, it's just like, look, we know you're going to be a hard worker. At this point, your work ethic is no longer the question. If we were hiring on that alone, you probably already got the job. Like, I have never been in a position to struggle on that front. You know, sometimes there's like the qualifications for the job in question, but going through that and saying that, yeah, I basically put up a hazard tape out front of the bathroom, and I told my boss, look, I'm gonna get to it when I get to it. I'm going to just Iron Man my way through my other tasks today, and I'm going to finish with that bathroom, cleaning it floor to ceiling, because when you have a problem that massive, you don't just mop the floor, you don't just wipe the walls, you don't just clean the toilet. No, you have to floor to ceiling take care of that, because there is health issues and that spread from the amount of time it had sat already. So I went in there and I cleaned house. I floor to ceiling, and I actually was given a bonus for that day in particular. It was one of those things where, like, even my boss was just like, I'm sorry, just here, have extra cash. We don't need to speak of this ever again. And ever since then, the gentleman in question had actually, we didn't say don't use the bathroom, but it was like every time, immediately after, somebody had to go in and make sure he didn't have a repeat performance. And thank God he didn't. And it's not like he went in there one time and did it just to be a jerk. No, he was just that kind of a person and then didn't say anything. Like, that was the other thing, is he went there, he did his thing, and then didn't say anything about it. And so it wasn't until somebody else had to go in. How is that even possible? Do not be surprised at the atrocity that the human body is capable of producing. Fact point, look at some of the people you see walking around and realize two human bodies produce that. Go ahead and fill that void in with whoever you want to put on that. I was going to say pedestal, but it's more like a deep pit that you shoved them in and keep saying, please just don't climb out next time. I'm praying nothing bad happens while I'm working. If I see blood, I faint and feel a little sick. I used to be that way. In fact, I largely still am about some things. Also, ideally, with disease control, you're going to want to be very careful around the possibility of blood. But like I said, that was the single worst thing I had ever put up with in that job. And it was kind of like my statement of, look, I was brought up on the work ethic of you're getting paid, and sometimes the job is terrible, you do what you gotta do. Okay, ooh, there we go. How do I... Hold up, game, hold up, game! What's the, why isn't it locking on? Why do I feel like that should be a thing that isn't happening? Yeah, focus on nearby target. I was kind of holding it and it didn't for a while there. There we go, there we go. seemed a little off. Although I totally dodged there and it didn't dodge. Again! Why is she not dodging? Oh my god, I'm gonna game over here. I think I'm gonna game over. Come on. I'm not gonna be able to stop it. I totally should have, and I didn't. Oh! Yeah, that's it. That's a game over. Alright. So, I have said this before. I'm gonna adjust, hold on. I'm gonna adjust a lot of stuff here. I have to kill off one of my Pokemon to continue. There was a lot about the start of that was kind of garbage, though. Nope, you're gonna... Yep, okay. Why did my camera do that? Oh, got it. No, I can't. I can't get through. Yeah, I don't know what it wanted from me there. It blocked me off from him. There we go. So I did lose a Pokemon in that fight, but all things considering, it wasn't too bad. So my argument for doing it that way and not counting it as a game over is it's already a huge challenge to do some of the later ones without sending Pokemon out. And the idea is that the Pokemon, whatever issue you faced, took the quote-unquote death hit for you. So I did lose a Pokemon in that fight, and I really had to like sit upright and kind of put a little bit of pressure on my abdomen, which hurt a little bit, but again, luckily it wasn't as bad thanks to the advice from my doctor. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't talk during that. That one was... After losing one Pokemon, I was downright serious and just not gonna want to fool around with it again. Every time I leave, I just think about the money and think it's not so bad. I'm gonna tell you one of the things that... There are moments when you're working that are highlights. Not everything has to suck being part of the the corporate shill, the working class, the whatever you want to say, you know, however you want to describe it. The money raking, whatever. But there are moments that are highlights. First of all, you'll get to a lot of your coworkers, if you can find ones that you appreciate, are a huge deal. Another one, getting your paycheck. The first one hurts a little bit more than you might think when you look at the taxes and you say, "What the government's taking how much?" You get a little spiteful at that. But again, then you look at the money that you got that you didn't have before and you're just like, "Yeah, but I do get cash." The other time is when you make your when you're making your money and you get to start putting some into savings, you will have milestones in your savings account, and hitting those milestones do feel really good. Right now things have escalated in cost, and the inflation is so bad. Don't fight me, Arita. I don't remember if she wants to fight me here, but please don't. I've already lost 2 Pokemon in this stream alone. But yeah, hitting those milestones. If you live paycheck to paycheck, unfortunately, where I am right now, having opportunities to see money reasonably go into a savings is not as common as it once was. Sorry, I was thinking about how I wanted to go about this statement. But when you see even the hundreds number go up in your actual savings, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I felt pretty good. More so what I'm doing now, it's more like seeing the a couple 500 go in. That's what I'm feeling right at this point, because I've been in the workforce a while, and I do have a little bit better job than I once did. Obviously, I'm not cleaning toilets anymore. Nor am I doing hospice care, which is a job that is needed, and I respect those that do it, but I don't want to do it again. Alright, I already know which one I'm going to consider to be the sacrifice, but I don't want to, because now I have to go for Mistake if I want a flying type. I mean, realistically, Jerry's a flying type, but he doesn't get flying moves, so Mistake, already making it into the party. Gotta say, I really didn't see that coming. Alright. I can go up here and see what we can catch. I don't think that's a terrible decision. After making a bunch of terrible decisions, that one doesn't seem nearly so bad. I see that there is a comment, but I want to make sure I don't get ambushed by anything. Alright, there we go. The ring of fire in the center area caused me to lose way too many times in that fight, to be honest. I didn't know if it was going to count as a hit and I'd get to damage boost my way through, or if it would stagger me. And unfortunately, it staggered me. That kind of sucked. I didn't, I was hoping for that damage boost so that I could get through and still cancel it. And I actually felt like I was pretty clever trying to do those long throws. Unfortunately, I waited to see if the first one would even hit, so I had a little bit of a delay throwing the others. And even then, it seemed like it didn't. I don't know if it just didn't register each hit, or if there was a wind up that I had to wait for. Because by that point, they were getting thrown slow enough that I couldn't stop the attack from coming in. Luckily, that second run, taking a far more serious position on my, first of all, posture and my paying attention, did help quite a bit. Not gonna lie, my job is so sketch. Oh, hold on, let me, there we go. Just let me read the comment. My job is so sketch, I got paid for one shift as they pay monthly, and I can't even work out what they paid me. I did 4 hours, I think I got paid for 3. For that, you're gonna want to see if they give you a... As I recall, you're overseas, you aren't in America, so I don't know how things work over there. Here, if you're getting a proper paycheck, and you're not working under the table, so to speak, you'll be getting a check stub. Or some layout of what you worked and what you were paid. If you're working kind of under the table and things are a little bit less legit, which it sounds like maybe they might be, you did say that it's a little sketch, and you didn't have to sign a contract or anything. Alright, this sounds like maybe it's a little more under the table. For that, yeah, there are going to be issues with employers. It happens. This was a thing my good friend, I think I said his name on stream before, and I don't think he would so much mind, so I am going to say it specifically. Probably my best friend. I would be fairly confident in that statement. Jeremy? What is wanting to fight me? Okay. His first job was like that. And I'll tell you his approach that worked out fairly well for him. It's not legit. It's not fair. I'm going to tell you that right now. What he did was not fair to him. And I think anybody who has ever done any amount of legitimately work is going to completely agree. You put in hours, you damn well should get paid. That's my opinion on it. He accepted the getting screwed to a degree. He didn't... Stop trying to fight me. I want to pick what I get here. You jerks. You've already taken enough from me, game. Anyways. And he worked just long enough for this guy, who was an absolute shitbag. Don't get me wrong. Worked just long enough to be on good terms with him. And kind of... I think anybody hiring on that position should be well aware that people working that job are not looking to make it their permanent position. Because what my friend Jeremy did is, as soon as he got another opportunity lined up, trying to distract him so I can keep going, I know what I want in this area, and I've got to go in a bit more. I think maybe I can just run past it. That's my hope right now. If anything, like, hits me, I've got to engage it. Okay, there we go. He worked long enough just to be on, you know, acceptable terms, so that he can use that position as a proof of willingness to work when you go for an interview with another job. So he immediately went to, like, the local pizza parlor area. And, do we not have what I wanted up here? Oh, there it is. Because I might be able to use, like, drill peck and thing for flying moves. And he basically used this guy as a reference. He got the approval to use him as a reference as he looks for other jobs. And so he used this guy as a reference, as a positive reference. I will catch you, Piplup. It's gonna happen. Darn right! Okay, Piplup is caught. That's the big one. That is our catch for this area marked off. At least we got some good news out of this today. Sorry I got a little salty earlier, but I think the reasoning is reasonable enough, I hope. Anyways, he used this guy as a reference, got a much better job, a more legitimate job, a job where he got actual working hours. He was working, I don't think he was working full-time as a 40-hour week, but he went from doing a job where he was, like, working 6 hours and getting paid for, like, 4. and he went to a job where he was working like consistently every week, like 20 hours. So he was getting a better pay rate, better hours, and he was seeing that first job that sucked, that he wasn't getting properly compensated for. He used that as a stepping stone to climb out of that pit where, unfortunately, those were the kind of jobs that were available to our age range at the time. Like I said, I was cleaning toilets where people literally painted walls with their shit. So, was I getting not better pay, but was I getting better hours? Yes. And I was getting a proper paycheck with like a pay stub that I could see if they were trying to screw me out of my money and everything. Oh, I need to check. Yeah, I can get Mistake out of here and bring Piplup in. Anyways. Yeah, he used that as a stepping stone and turned his back on that guy so hard. Went to his new job. I say turned his back on, but you get what I mean. He left there, like, at the first opportunity, on acceptably good terms, because you never really want to burn any bridges if you can avoid it. Got a much better position at a better place that was treating him like an actual human being, finally. And he has had several jobs since around that time. It sucks, and it's not the advice I would give, but I don't have that world experience to turn to, so I'm borrowing from somebody that I know who did. Not saying it's right, like I said, in my opinion, if you do the work, you damn well better get paid, and the people who don't are scum of some of the worst kinds, especially in the workforce. I haven't had to sign a contract or anything. I did read that earlier. I sent my weekly hours to someone who I was told to and asked about pay slips and then said you will get one. Alright, if you get a pay slip and it looks like it's lower than what you sent in, here's the thing I'll say. When you send in your hours to someone, keep a record. Keep a record yourself. Look, I don't know if you can do photocopies or a picture of your payslip when you hand it in. A picture's probably even better because you can see exactly what you gave them. So take like a picture of it and then send it to who you need to, so that you keep track of what you worked. And you can keep track of what you gave to someone saying what you worked. Going forward, if you have to challenge them on it, use that as evidence for what you're saying. I mean, I had been trying since June to get a job that isn't too customer facing, so I might as well stick with it till next pay. At most, I'll be there 3 more weeks after, as I'm off to uni. Which is also going to be a great opportunity, you know, to have a little bit of pocket money going in. And uni, is that the school you're going to? I apologize, I don't understand the UNI terminology, if that's an acronym, if that's shorthand for a college, and I know it's one you've mentioned before, and I've known you've mentioned being at school, so I apologize for my ignorance. University, there we go. Okay, it is shorthand for something. I'm texting the hours and never delete them. Yeah, so when you do get your stub, you'll have reference to what they are claiming they're paying you for. And again, if you're getting a stub, then it's probably not an illegitimate position, because if you're getting a stub, they're gonna have to file that to the tax people. To my knowledge, again, I'm in America. From what I understand, currently you are not. So, using the knowledge and experiences I have, the second you have a position where they're giving you a stub or any representation of what they're paying you, it starts getting worked into the tax system. So, it's also possible what you might be, and I'm not saying you're not. Again, plenty of people have it happen to them. But what you might see as a lack of pay might be taxes that you didn't know about. That's one of the things I see all the time that I absolutely hate. Where I work is in a different part of the state than where I live. And so I have to pay taxes on where I work, and I have to pay taxes on where I live. So I kind of get double shafted on the local level. Add to it, I pay to the, then I've got the state, and then I've got the federal, so I pay a lot more taxes than I want to, and that's already coming from a place where a lot of people already have that stance. Certainly not a groundbreaking position to hold. Taxes suck. It's a fact of life. Taxes are a fact of life, and taxes sucking is a fact of life. Melly is one of those characters that... I know I'm skipping through the dialogue. I know in my last run I kind of really hated on him. And I never grew to really like him. But, with that said, because his characterization was portrayed well enough to genuinely make me not like him, I grew to appreciate his position as a character, if that makes sense. I still don't like Melly. I still want more opportunities to just, fight Melly and laugh as he takes the I lost pose. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me go get my Piplup, because I forgot to do that. And let me figure out what I'm going to do with this party right now, because Leafeon's no joke for my party layout. Man, you know what might be a good idea? If I throw him in for his flying opportunity against the Leafeon. Man. Yeah, I'm almost thinking if I throw Zarya up there for the Ice Punch and Mistake as the possible leave-in for the loss if I need to, but the Air Slash isn't that bad. I think I'm going to do that. I also have to remember to put Piplup in the usable box. I didn't do that, but I can deal with that later. There we go. Put him up there. Put Machamp right behind. On the off chance that it's a double battle, I don't know if it will be. I don't remember if they did that. But I can at least start with Mistake. Wait, who did you get rid of for losing the fight? I got rid of the Drifloon. I guess I'll go in here and verify. Yeah. I got rid of the Drifloon that hadn't fainted. So Drifloon is out of my usable space. And I did catch the Piplup to be of use. So now I've just got Quillfish and Piplup, but at the same time, I have enough Pokemon to form a full party. That's not an issue right now, which is great. Oh, actually, I don't think I have to fight him right now. I have something else I can go do. No! Darn it. Alright, I guess I'm kind of locked into the battle. I thought I was going to go scum it a little bit and go back to the first region where I still have a catch I could do. Because even though the Dupe's Claws exists, I could go try to catch a Luxray or a Luxio. Or I could go catch a Kadabra. Both of those are in the area, and both wouldn't be bad options to have available. But apparently I can't go do that beforehand. Alright. Let me check over my medical items. Hopefully they'll let me do some buying or crafting beforehand, because I don't want to be caught without an ability to deal with those issues, like being put to sleep again. That hurt a lot. Let me start by trying to craft something for it. Do I not have like a full heal? I thought I did. Alright, how about this? Can I buy a crafting recipe of a full heal? Can I craft? I need an Aspear Berry. Can I buy an Aspear Berry? I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to be in a bad position here. I'm literally looking at my party and just saying, I don't want things to hurt right now. I just want minimal hurt. So yeah, so far I have been sticking to the rules of the Nuzlocke. Two of these? Okay. 2 full heals. Whatever he hits me with, if it's too bad, I can full heal it. Oh, that reminds me. I can check my berries and see what berry-specific healing I have as well. I completely forgot about that berries do that. I'm planning for this fight because I don't trust my ability not to screw it up again. Up to half of its max health. That's a pretty good berry. I'll take all of those. Restore PP, I don't really need that. I might as well take it anyways. Paralysis, that's a good one. Drowsiness is a good one. I'm not so worried about poison or burn, because he's not showing that we're going to have to worry about that. Cure any. That's a good one. I'll take that all day long. Up to a third of its max. It's not as good. Restoring PP, again, not necessary. Alright, we'll call that there. Let me check my party layout. Alright, mistake, Zarya. It's probably the best I can look at. Do I have any EXP cubes? No, but I have this. Sorry I'm taking arguably too many precautions, but I've lost 2 already. Oh god, it's kind of an unnecessary rush. You know what? Maybe if it turns... I don't want to give it to him. If it turns desperate, that wouldn't be a terrible decision. I will overpower Jerry. And thinking about it, Jerry is not going to go out there. But Jerry is going to be usable in the next region. I'm just going to accept the position we're in, and we're going to have to go for it. Go around with me. Look, I wanted to do some extra prepping, but I'm not going to turn down the fight. We're going to go in. I wish there was a real berry that restored my PP. I really hope you're talking about stamina and not the urine aspect of that. Because that would be... Why did it start with Jerry? Is it because Jerry was on my wheel? I didn't think it did that. I thought it was party layout. Oh god! I'm making more mistakes. There can be no limit to how much I can fuck up, can there? Oh, okay. Oh, that's actually really good. It's actually not too bad. If I can raise our offensive stats, I can outdo the upping he just got for his defense. And we'll get another shot before Leafeon gets to swing at us. Oh yeah, stamina. That thing. Oh, man, I don't even know how I want to take the interpretation you're giving me now, Dem. But again, it is not out of character for you to leave me in a confused emotional state. I feel like that's exactly where you want me, and I don't know if this means you win or not. Man, if I take out Leafeon, if this works, Eevee's the only one who gets to swing at me. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna get ballsy. This is the one that if it dies, we're not out too much. And we did a lot of damage on a not strong version. Rick and Morty fans be like, this is why Jerry is the worst character in the show? Oh, are you talking about my ability to screw things up? Much like Jerry? Oh boy. Thank you for the lovingly kind words. Legitimately though, characters that fill that role, I think are underappreciated. Much like, I can't even remember his name. Much like our Beanie Boy here, who was getting mad at our character. This guy, Melly. Thank you. Thank you, game. Melly is kind of put off as a guy that you're not supposed to like. But he does his role well. He genuinely delivers that emotion that they want to get out of the player. Characters that are constantly screw-ups are kind of some of my favorite because they're so relatable. Yu Yu Hakusho, I've talked about it, my favorite anime. Kuwabara is often seen as the main four. He's like the team screw-up. But when he needs to come through, he comes through. He is easily the most relatable character for me. He's a goofball. He's still absolutely confident and self-assured about himself. Again, why I think Kuwabara is probably so relatable for me. And also realizes when stuff goes bad, just how bad it gets. But when you need to face that wall, you swallow hard, you curse at whatever's pissing you off at the moment, and then you put in the work and come out better for it. Or, you know, you don't come out, but you get to say you fought until the very end, so you've always got that going. Minor spoilers that also aren't real spoilers? I don't know how to interpret that one. At this point, if you haven't watched Yu Yu Hakusho, even if I spoil something for you, go watch Yu Yu Hakusho. It's that darn good. I relate to Brock a lot. Really good cook, really bad with the girls. Absolutely, and it is not for a lack of trying, and it is also very much not for having a lack of offerings. I think most women, when they look at who Brock is as a character, when we get to see the grander scale of him, Brock is a fucking catch. The man can cook. The man is competent. The man is confident. The man has skills that always go underutilized and underappreciated, but he always comes through when it's needed. The man plans. The man prepares. I want to give them... I love having Rhyhorn in my other one. So I kind of want to give him Rhyhorn here, but I'm going to do it a little different. At least you got the cooking thing, my friend. I'm not even that. Look, the one thing I can say about how to develop that skill is to just get in the kitchen. Messing up is the only way you're going to actually grow as a cook, in my opinion. You can get taught. You can learn the techniques and all of the ins and outs of like the historical stuff. And that's if you're going to be like a chef. If you're going to be a cook, a right proper cook, get in the kitchen, learn things. You will learn flavors that work well, techniques that work for certain things. And when you start to get confident, you'll start dabbling in the more experimental and questionable stuff, or things that are at least filling that role for you as your skill layout as a cook. Oh, that's right. Goal point is over here. This is where I'm heading. Sorry, guys, I got distracted in my story again. Happens a lot. And yeah, you will start to develop things that are worth sharing. Before I get in here, I want to say one of my exes loved eating the food I cooked. She was one of those people that would kind of mockingly refer to... Now, again, racial things, kind of a sticky game, especially in the modern interpretations of the world. She would quite often harp on the stereotype of white people being terrible cooks and not knowing anything about spices. And she actually loved when I cooked because I'm a you look at my skin and you'll at least say white, so we'll go off of that, white. I'm your homeboy, white guy that knows his way around a spice rack. And as a result, I can make some stuff that probably wasn't meant to taste good. Tastes pretty damn good. But, yeah, that was one of the few things that she constantly referenced as favorable. In hindsight. You know, it's one of those things where you have rose-tinted glasses when you're in the moment. I took food tech in high school. Got the lowest on the paper test and one of the best in the cooking test. Even though I forgot my recipe on the day. Again, it's one of those things that as a skill set, when you develop it, it kind of takes on a life of its own in your hands, and it's a really cool thing for that. But anyways, like I said, Brock is an absolute catch, and it's a darn shame that nobody ever gave him the fullest opportunity that they should have. Here's the other thing. Brock, despite his, approach to women, always seemed to be, to me, to also represent the energy, the aura of someone that when he's got a fish on the hook, so to speak, he'd be loyal. That shit would stop. I would not be one bit surprised if, like, Brock got a girl and then walked into a Pokemon Center and finally just talked to Nurse Jenny like a human being. I almost think, like, that would be a characterization of Brock. Absolutely gaga over every girl he comes across, but the second someone says yes, it's just like, alright, all of a sudden I've got tunnel vision. Everybody else is just another human being. I don't even look at them that way anymore. Hard loyalty. But yeah, again, one of the goof characters that is one of the better characters in their show. I'd even say that of... Oh, hold on. Now we've got decisions to make. I've also got to plant out the map. This one is going to be hard. Obviously, this is its own section. That's an easy one to map out. I think I might have to go through some of this, because at the first instinct, you have this whole underground area, which should be its own thing. I think that's obvious. The tunnel systems are all connected, though, so, like, every tunnel system counts. So I think I'm going to take that stance for here, for this location. But then my first instinct wants to say something like, from where this satchel location is, up through here is one. This is kind of self-isolated, so I would have 2, and then all of this would be 3, 4, 5. Again, this is kind of all within itself. 6, 7, 8? I don't know. This is a hard one to map out. This one's more confusing. I know that there are people doing Nuzlocks of this game now, and one thing I see is them doing it based on the blocked off areas. That's just too much in my opinion, so I'm trying to balance it. We'll have to play this one by ear. This one's harder to map out pre-planned. But let me know your guys' thoughts on the general idea of what I just put out there. Oh god, you're right. You're absolutely right. I did just say that. I was combining them both. But let's be real. Officer Jenny in a nurse outfit would also be peak outfit design, peak character design, right? We can agree on that. You can put them in each other's outfits, and it's just as good. All right, let me read through here. Melly is a girl, right? Is it? Oh god, I thought Melly was a guy. No! No! I will accept being wrong, but no! Continuing on. Asian eyes, despite being nowhere near Asian. You know what? Fair enough, but it's also a eye design stereotype. I mean, there are other Pokemon that even have that. The only one that's coming to my mind is Snorlax, but that's because he's always asleep. But God, I think they had his eyes open in the anime once, and it was terrifying. So there's a good reason for that. Same thing with Brock. If Brock all of a sudden opened his eyes, let's be honest, it would be weird. I took food tech. Yep, reference that. You just said Nurse Jenny. I just had my meltdown about that, yes. And yet it kind of works, because he was obsessed with both. Yeah, again, I think you could combine them, and you still wind up with a perfectly decent female character. I want these. I want one of them to be my official catch. I can go for the easy Luxio. I know it's a dupe's clause, but I don't have to abide by that. I think I'm going to go for the more likely catch. Oh, wait, is this just a small one? I can't tell if this one's evolved or not. We'll find out soon. Okay. Oh, it is! It is a Luxio! That's the middle one, right? I'm not terribly remembering that. So I just caught a little baby Luxio. I gotta go check that. Hold on. I know there's more there to be caught and to do the EXP grinding with, because God knows I need to do that. I need to stay high on that, because this game will throw massive curveballs at you and beat you down if you don't. Where did... There he is, okay. I was like, oh no, what happened? Where did he go? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the middle one. For the Shinx. Shinx is the first one, right? No cam? Wait, is this live real? Yes, it is real. I am live, and I am currently not playing because I am responding to comments. Welcome, JK. Sorry about that. Kind of stuttered a little bit. All right, let me change the name here. Speaking of JK, I'm gonna take the B reference and go off of that. And we're gonna go with BB for the female Luxio. I made a quiche from scratch with carrots and broccoli, lemon cheesecake, and something else. Also, Melly is a dude. It's the most searched thing on him. That's kind of funny. So, okay, I'm glad I got that right, because you really made me question that. Shinx is the first one. Yeah, okay. I think... Where is the summary? Is this where I see that? Yeah, he's a little tiny one. It's adorable. Alright. I am going to kind of make my way around. Right now I just want to gain some experience, catch some things, earn a little bit of money, because I am going to want the financial advantage. I'm also going to use my regular Pokeballs because they're a little bit more easily replaceable. Now that I'm not worried about getting a catch for the team. Can I choose a random Pokemon name? You know what? I think we have someone in there that needs a name. I also think I might have one in my party. Yeah, Piplup does not have a name. You want to nickname Piplup? Piplup is a recent acquire. Has not seen any combat, has not seen much of anything. So it is still a fully fresh Pokemon. Also part of the reason that I'm wanting to get some... Is it the Parasect that sees me? Okay, it is not the Parasect that sees me. Didn't realize those guys respawned. I will run away and come up from the other angle. That reminds me, just so that I avoid making bad mistakes, we're going to go to Zarya. We are going to move Zarya to the top just so that I keep that in my mind. My brother actually named a Quillfish after our mom because Barb is a... Look, if Barb is an inside joke for you on your mother's name, that's fairly fitting. And if you have parental tension... like I did growing up, call him Blue Ball. I will go with that, absolutely. Just like my uncle. Lovely. Anyways, yeah, if you have tension with your parents like I did growing up, naming a Pokemon that is all about its toxic properties is oddly fitting. I mean nothing ill to your mother if she is absolutely a wonderful woman, as I hope she is. But the joke was there, and I was absolutely going to make it. Alright, I don't think I'm going to get lucky enough to make this count, but I'm going to try. Holy cow! Alright. And building off of that, let's change the name. Was it Blue Ball with an S? No S. I kind of want to use that as a deviation and go with Blue Bill. But I have made my stance and I shall do what I do. Should probably evolve it too since it's got the option. My funds are a little low in the game, which is why I'm going around catching things. I also want to get some of the grit and the stones that you can get for leveling up your Pokemon as far as their stats go. Because at this point, I kind of need to up my game on that. A lot of these are falling behind on that, so catch a lot of Pokemon, get paid for the catches. Probably have to do some item grinding off-screen to replenish the Pokeball usage that I'm going to go through. And then release the Pokemon to get the grits that I need to up my stats a little bit. Also, not a bad idea to continue filling out the Pokedex. I've just got to keep track of if I manage myself into a new area. What I catch, where, when, and why. Just sneak back into the grass, out of their aggro range, hopefully. Alright, you both see me over there. But if I feed you, can you stop caring that you see me? Go for the other one. Please. There you go. Did he not? He didn't get it. Alright, throw that way. Let you go for it. Throw you that way. This is costing me a lot of berries, but berries are easily farmed. Okay, that's a lot better catch opportunity. There we go. Character looks like Dawn. You like her? I like the design, but let's be honest. The second the character gets released, everybody kind of took the knowledge that she looks like Dawn, which is weird because she still technically comes from the modern age. Oh, that's a long throw. Maybe? Darn. Yeah, I really should have lured it closer. Go get the food. It's literally right there. That should be well within your draw range, right? Alright. Let's try the grains. If I can get it from behind... And now I've got this guy. It's eating. Let's try it again. I don't want to get too close. I don't want to aggro that thing. Is it Yan Mega? I can't remember the name. There's a lot of Pokemon at this point, and I am an old Gen 1er. Okay, I think that's going to be my best shot. Oh boy! He can draw aggro from quite the distance. Yeah, I'm out. Bye. Big bye. As big of a bye as I can make. Sorry I had a call, missed the last few minutes. It's all good. My brother once told me Sega originally advertised the Sonic game Blue Sphere by saying, get blue balls. Oh, that sounds false, but also the era in which the Sonic game was first coming out was an era of gaming that embraced edgy humor quite a lot, actually. So as much as I want to say that sounds fake, it's also something that I could kind of totally see. There was a lot of beef even between Nintendo and Sega at the time that would be interpreted by modern standards as being outright terrible. One of my favorite ones is... Alright, got it again. There was a famous instance, a picture that went around. I don't know if it was ever actually confirmed to be from Nintendo, but I don't think that so much matters when you're talking about stories of yesteryears that don't really so much matter. Oh, darn it. Alright. Let's cover some distance and get away from that thing. Okay. Things around here aren't as noticing of me. Take a look at making things happen from here. Anyways, the thing I was talking about. Where Nintendo, at one of their office headquarters, supposedly had a stuffed Sonic that they tied a noose around. Guys, alright, you know what? If I've got to fight, I'm just going to start fighting. I didn't want to, but this will be what I'm going to go about. Yeah, they tied a noose around it and hung it in their office, and there is a picture of this stuffed Sonic. Nope, not going to fight the third stage, though. I don't have a clear enough, distinct advantage. Really, Paris? You too? Come on, guys. If I'm going to throw down, we're going to throw down. Clear a few of you out so that I can get in better position to catch some of the other Pokemon around here. I saw that recently on the Sonic subreddit. I was like, bruh. Yeah, no, there was a lot of stuff like that. Sony had a lot with Crash Bandicoot. There is a famous advertisement that was not nearly as edgy as that, but was, in my opinion, even funnier. Of someone in a Crash Bandicoot outfit. Just outside of Nintendo headquarters. I don't think they really were. I'd assume not. but with a megaphone and just railing at Nintendo. You know, just general nonsensical mockery. But it was still really funny at the time. Caught a lot of people's attention. Okay, we're going to stay here. There we go. And we'll swap over to some combat if it breaks out. But yeah, the old advertisements for, you know, you guys think the console war is new? I've got news for you, it isn't. Sega's entire tagline for their slogan was, okay, just gonna go for the big murder at that point. I don't want that to happen again. Was Sega does what Nintendo don't. Like you can't get any more console warsy than literally calling out your competition. I don't know at what point in America it became the law, but companies actually stopped being allowed to name their competition. I can only assume that's because things actually got too heated somewhere along the lines. Go that way. I'm just gonna have a bunch of Luxios, aren't I? Frankly, I could do worse. Nope. No. There we go. And I'm playing it very cautiously because I've got trauma around the earlier part of this stream. I lost some Pokemon that I didn't think I was going to lose at all, ever. And then I lost at a fight that I have done multiple times on my personal save file. And I thought I'd be able to just sit back, lay back, and ride my way to victory. Things have not gone well today. I find console wars immature. I do lean more towards liking Nintendo and Sega, but I'll play pretty much anything as long as it's fun. Okay, can't make use of, you know, yeah, we're just gonna keep going. Zarya could probably take that fight fairly easily, but you know, why push it if I don't have to? I do kind of want to fight it, but I want to have a big advantage. Did it run off? Where'd it go? No way, it ran off. Alright, let's head up this way. Got another one over here. Let's draw you to the side. And then I'll pull you even further left so that I can go behind you. And slam you in the back of the head with a Pokeball containing a four-armed beef lady. There we go. Alright, yeah, we're not going to get the distance I want there, so let's try again. Okay, well, bye. Big bye. Big bye. I was hoping it would lose interest. It did not lose interest. Okay, but really, Zubat? You're kidding me right now, right? Blast you with some rocks. Deal with you that way. Massively blast you with some rocks. Just pile you. Anyways, let me run through this. I find console wars immature. I agree, console wars are immature and clear that PC is the best. Den has a point. I do prefer PC games to an extent. I'm gonna say that I guess I'll take a controversial opinion here. for the platform and what it does, I can't argue the point that PC reigns supreme. But coming from a position that of someone who grew up... Hold on. Why? Every time I can't get around you, beat you to death. I'm sick of trying to get around you. Ice punch it. Again. Just beat it. There. Okay. Now I can move on with a little bit more safety. What kind of distance of vision do you guys have? Anyways, someone who grew up in the early days of video games. I don't want to say the earliest days, because it's not like I was out there playing the Atari Pong when it was like the latest hit thing to be playing, guys. Or whatever. No, I started when the NES was, you know, just phasing out and the Super Nintendo was going to be coming in. I started playing games, and this is going to be really young when you think about it. I was 4 years old. It's 1994. I was at a friend's place who was a few years older than me. And it started with my friend's parents kind of doing that thing that parents tend to do, saying you've got to share, you have to share, the forceful sharing. You know what I'm talking about. Alright, I'm going to start making my way down here. Where's the easier path down? Because I don't want to just fall down and take damage. Is it back the other way? Am I going the wrong way? Wouldn't be the first time. Anyway, so that was when I started playing. You had to give me a controller and let me sit there and fail horribly at Mario Brothers 3, I think it was. But that was when it started. And every time I was there, I always wanted to play more and more. Didn't know why I enjoyed it. I was a 4-year-old kid who was just like, oh my god, pretty colors! And I control them. So yeah, obviously it wasn't for the deepest of reasons. But it grew from there. My first personal console was a Super Nintendo. I did have a lot of time playing, and I did eventually get an NES. But it was not my first console. Just gonna throw the great ball at you. Hope for the best. And that didn't work, so I'm gonna punch you again. But yeah, in my experience, my opinion, video games are best experienced, not best played, not their best performance. The video game experience as a concept, I should say, not individual video games, is best experienced through a controller. It's not the best way to play every game, and frankly, if you want to get, you know, outright competitive about it, let's bring Dem in and slap him with a stone axe. The paralysis is no joke. Oh my god, pretty colors, and I control them. Best things I've said. You know what? Probably pretty high up there, honestly. We'll rock smash him. Anyways, because of what video games were in their early days, and because I'm a nostalgic old fool, I kind of lean towards consoles as being a truer experience, but not the best way to play a game. I would definitely concede that has to go to PC, if it was meant to run on PC. Emulators are a unique in-between. Emulators get a lot of love, and frankly they should. They help you experience a lot of games that are harder to experience in the modern day. God, I was catching these things left, right, and center earlier, and now I can't get one in a ball to save my life. Don't take that out of context, please. But even then, with the emulation, like I was saying, emulators aren't perfect. They actually will mess up quite a lot, and people tend to just say, oh, well, I'll put up with it because I'm getting to play it for free. But then you have to ask the question, is that the best way? To that, I would say, for experiencing older games, probably not. And the best way is going to be costly. PCs are costly. A good PC is going to cost more than the modern day consoles. A actual good PC is going to cost more than... You stay back. You stay back. I will slap you with a stone axe. It's going to cost... A good, genuinely good PC is going to cost you even more than scalper prices. Maybe not in their heydays, but by modern scalper prices, which are a little lower than they were before. But yeah, emulation can cause a lot of problems. Frame rate issues. The best way to play the older games, if you can manage it, is actually on TVs from that era with original hardware, with original controllers. Third-party controllers have issues. I'm not saying that they're issues that you're not able to look past. I'm not saying that these issues are so bad they ruin your experience. Why would anybody ever do that? Because they aren't that bad. Alright, I think we've hit up a really good threshold for what we're finding in this area. So, I'm going to push forward. Ready to come to the next region area and see what I can catch here for an actual usability so that I can go organize my Pokemon and take care of all of that. But PC Master Race, 4K, 100 FPS versus console Goofy Peasant. Absolutely, that's the way people interpret it. But yeah, when you talk about what's the better experience, you have to look at what you're trying to break down. For example, in my opinion, if you're gonna jump into the console wars and your argument is based on specifically the software, the games that you're gonna be playing. Can I come back a little later? I didn't realize he wanted to fight me immediately. Melly, I will fight you, but I want to go prep my party. I don't... Alright, well I guess I just don't have to come back. I thought he would stand there as a roadblock and make me come fight him later. I didn't realize that was going to happen. I regret that decision now. Anyways, you have to look at what you're playing. If you want to say, I'm just playing the games and I'm going to focus on the games and what matters to me is exclusive titles, honestly, you've got to then consider the Switch is well within the running for the best console. After all, Nintendo's mainline titles are going to be exclusive to Nintendo. If you want to talk about exclusivity while also having more visual representation of higher quality modern mechanics, you're probably going to have to lean more towards Sony. They do get a little bit more exclusives, but that's purely on volume, not on which specific ones you're going to be looking at. Alright, so I'm not going to go fight that. But then if you're talking about a console that delivers the best performance and experience, then you start looking at the Xbox, the newer Xbox. So you've got to consider what you're looking at in the argument. And then you have to figure out, if you have the means to take multiple options, you don't need to jump into the fight anyways. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is, what do you want to play, and what is the best way you can manage to experience it? If you want to play Nintendo games, I'm sorry, you've got one option. If you want to play retro games, you've got a plethora of options to consider about how you want to go about it. If you want to play modern releases, you know, PC looks real good, but it costs a lot of money. Can you afford a good PC? The arguments are not, a WizCache wouldn't be that bad, actually. I can bypass it, like I could jump over it and fight something else. But when that thing evolves, that's not a bad one to have in the... Okay. Let's calm you down a minute and I'll come back to you. I only get one catch here that's for actual usability, and I'm kinda sold on this. Xbox costs more than my PC in my country. Well, there you go. You get into the cost problems. What country are you in, if you don't mind me asking? At least in my region, the Xbox is finally starting to get to be available. But the second they're available, if you're not there, you miss out, and then you're waiting forever for the next shipment run. How? You weren't even swimming towards me yet. How did it jump like that fast? I will catch you. At this point, I'm dedicated. Let's throw it really far and back up a little bit. No! No, really! Alright. Can throw, please? Wow, that was a nightmare of a breakdown. Alright, Bullet Punch is the weakest. And if I do it as an agile move, it's even weaker. Okay. Yo! Ho ho! The hell did this thing just do to me? Oh my god, I can't get a break. I was thinking like, oh my... Gyarados, you okay? I don't think the water's that... Is the water that deep? It doesn't... Man, you were like scraping the underside of your belly on the floor. Alright. None of these are fast enough to give me the advantage. Alright. Man. That took me by surprise. There we go. Now that's low enough to throw a Pokeball at it. The Zen headbutt. The surprise headbutt. VR is great. Gamers are going to be healthier than Olympians in 50 years. I highly doubt that, but absolutely VR is great. And playing the right VR games will give you a good workout. Man, I can't remember what it's called. Everybody knows Beat Saber. I have one that's gun-based, and it's not the same concept, but it's gun-based. And you have to move around. It is not nearly as involved as Beat Saber. It is not nearly as fast-paced as Beat Saber. But after playing that game for like a half hour, you're still going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I definitely got physical. I'm playing with pixels on 240 FPS. How all shooters are meant to be played. Yeah, exactly. If you're playing shooters, that's a big one. Your frame count matters, and detail matters, but only to a certain extent. Might surprise you to find this out, or it might not. Depends on your dealings with people. Yeah, I'm gonna actually go around this way. There we go. Let's avoid those problems. Much like every other bit of advice I could give you about how to make it through life. Swerve around the problems. It shall do you well. Yeah, a lot of pro gamers, when they play professionally for FPS games, they actually take their graphic sliders and like throw things way down. First of all, it does give them better frame performance, but it also, for some games, will make certain effects disappear or change the presentation of them, and can actually let you see characters that might think they're actually hidden. I can't remember a game in particular, but there was a game where I would see that people were hiding in like foliage, and it was a slider option to actually make that not there. And so people playing on the default settings would be thinking like, oh yeah, I'm totally hidden, hiding in the foliage. Oh god, I was making an example and you're just gonna come start punching me in the face? Oh god, I'm just gonna keep running until I get a break. But yeah, so it was a shooter. I want to say it was actually a third-person shooter. It might have been Overwatch, thinking about it. Yeah, because people were doing that with, I think, the character Junkrat. They were hiding in like, bushes when they were trying to stop a payload from moving. I think that's what it was. Yeah, there was an emote where Junkrat would lay down. I think that's what it was. And eventually it got to a point where you could, I think, adjusting your sliders on your graphics settings would make the foliage not there. And so people were no longer able to make Junkrat hide that way when playing on the higher end of players. I was reading a comment, and I heard Machamp slap the tree, and I dropped my phone. Alright. Let me see here. People going crazy on Pokemon Gardevoir, bro. You're not wrong. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna hate myself that I even know this. Alright. I am a weeb. Weeb culture, unfortunately, means even if you don't partake in certain things come up from time to time. And you might not like what comes up all the time. As much as I know Gardevoir is like the memed Pokemon thing that people get crazy about, it will either disappoint, disgust, or make you curious to know that Lucario is the #1 for that kind of material out there. Don't ask why I know this. It is not preferred knowledge. This is knowledge of the forbidden fruit. This is knowledge that I wish I could shove back into the ether. But I have this knowledge now, and there's nothing I can do about it except spread it like the vile disease that it is. So congratulations, you all now know this too. Ralt's better than Gardevoir. Ralt's the real MVP. Ralt is just like the swole powerhouse and nobody ever knew it. I play low on Overwatch. The flags in it on the spawns get removed. Yeah, there you go. Junkrats would lie down in everything on Xbox. Frankly, he's a Junkrat. He should be lying down in everything anyways. Lucario, furry spotted. Again, I am emphasizing my acknowledgement of knowing the information, not saying that I dive into. I play Pokemon. I am a weeb. I watch the anime. So cultures overlap, and within said cultures, there are degenerates. And these degenerates want everybody to know the dark knowledge that they have acquired in their time. Oh, hey, this is a new area, isn't it? So I have a catch here. Let me see. We just came out of the cage. I can encounter once and catch anything along this path. So let's keep it safe, keep our distance from things, and try and see what our options are, because I only get one, but I can choose, what I end up throwing myself at. No, you stay over there. I'm in the grass, you don't see me. And obviously, they can target me all they want. What I worry about is if they hit me with their attack, that is a full-on engagement, and I have to be sold on the decision there. Alright, I can jump across the water. I think I'll do that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it looks like the option is Golduck, and more Golduck. Or whatever I was running into over here, of which we have Parasect, Stantler. I'm going to be a little bit more mobile here. Does this... Okay, this does go down into that, so I can come up here and see what we got in this region. I'm just worried about something actually slapping me with its attack. This is a bad spot to be. I don't want to be here right now. I'm going to go this way. Heracross. I want the Heracross. I don't know how I'm going to make it happen, but it will happen. Okay. Everything is gone for me right now. I know what I want, and it's gonna happen somehow. I'm playing it stupid safe with the Parasect. This is unnecessary, but I don't care. I don't want the Parasect. I want my fighting Hercules beetle. I wish it too. I assume that is about wanting to not have access to that information. Alright. Let's lure you this way while I'm in the grass, where I'm under my best case scenario. Zarya out there? Yeah, sure. I was going to say, if that Parasect comes by here, I am going to be so salty. Get out there! Go that way! Alright, I need to lure the Heracross closer, I guess, first. So let's try to get some distance. My actual goal is going to be to lure it very close, and then make it go the other way. And once I know that it's the other way, I'm going to switch to the honey. And get it some good distance out. Great ball. Go eat. There we go. Now it's eating. Right in the back with a great ball. And back away. Because it might not work. Back away farther. Be outside of its range of wanting to engage. Try again. I've got a number of tries before I actually have to resort to combat. Don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. Also, can you catch one? Gardevoir, female. I can try, but Gardevoir I don't think comes into the game until much later. I have to be in the last region to have that an option. Technically I had an option earlier, but I've already used that catch location. And Dem, I do not deny that I am down bad for catching my Heracross. Yes! Mission success. Now I can go back to the Murder Frenzy and make my way back to my base. Actually, I should probably just fast travel. It'd be a lot safer. Also, how did you discover all of that information and stuff? As I'm pretty sure I've made my claim. I play Pokemon. I'm into the anime community. I watch a lot of anime. And I will talk to people about it. And unfortunately, the people who are into that to such a degree tend to be prolific within said communities. People who are furries or into that in general are likely to be members of the anime community, and let's be honest, a large majority of them probably play Pokemon. So at some point down the line, it came up in conversation that I probably didn't particularly want thrust upon me. It doesn't so much matter, but that's how I came across the information. I'll be honest, a part of me wanted to take a hard turn and just be like, you know what? What do you mean? I just beam my meat to it. Just all of the dancing around the topic and then just hard turn into, yo, this totally happens. I tend to dance into that territory with my humor a lot. But yeah, that totally came up into my brain as soon as you asked the question. I was like, it's where I could go with it. I am seeing that Dem might have been talking to JKB instead of me, but I appreciate the sentiment, and I agree I was down bad for catching the Heracross. Just wrong words to what I would use, but they were there and I ran with it. Alright. Luxio's over here. I have the Barbroach is the... Oh, I know what I'm naming my Barbroach. Just by the pronunciation, the phonetics of how I would say that, the Barbroach, it made me immediately think of the band Papa Roach, and that's the name I'm going with. Unless you guys want to give me a better one, but if you want to throw suggestions in for Heracross, I'm down to hear them. But this one is definitely Papa Roach. Can't remember. Is it one word? I don't know, but I'm going to go with it. One word capitalized, though. Alright, I'm not seeing any suggestions yet for Heracross, so I will hold off on nicknaming Heracross. Let's see. I have pretty much cleaned this area out. The Ancient Core is kind of its own separate thing, but I'm going to think that should probably go up and at least down to the bridge, and probably up to this region. I think that's a fair splitting point to still quarter off what is available to me. But I am going to wrap up the stream here. I'm probably going to do some of this grinding off screen so that you guys don't have to sit through my hunting shenanigans, my screaming wildly as things try to fight me when I don't want them to. And we'll come back for more of this next time. Luckily, my health issues, like I said, are starting to be under control a bit, so I should be able to stream with a little bit more frequency. Unfortunately, I am still dealing with this organ issue, so I'm going to have to figure that out down the line. Deadass, you just came in, but you know what? Before we get going, I am taking your username for the Heracross I just caught. I'm not going to go with shitass. I feel like there's probably going to be a flag on the game for that. but I do like Deadass, and I think I can work my way around. Let's try it straight, and if it yells at me about it. Ah, it doesn't. Alright, so we're going to go with Deadass. Deadass the Heracross. Sorry so much. I am starting to get into a little abdominal pain. But I hope to see you next time. I might be streaming tomorrow, but I think we're going to start a new game for an extra thing in the cycle. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in. I hope to see you next time. Have a good one.